There we go. We are live. Hey, Notary Buddies. This is Ladero Wharf with the Notary Know-How Georgia, where I will be bringing you guys updates on my journey in this notary business. And I will be focusing on, the notary journey in Georgia. Also, we're going to be looking at some businesses that are adjacent to the notary business. For example, doing apostille facilitation. And also, I may throw in some wedding officiant stuff for my businesses that way. But also, I would love to sprinkle in, no, I am going to sprinkle in some real life because I don't think there's enough of that being shown on the social media platforms. So, what are we going to be talking about today? I am doing this new thing where I am kind of documenting my journey almost daily. And on this daily journey, I'm giving you guys updates about my notary, like what I'm doing in notary streets. Also, if I'm working on a project right now, I'm working on a big project doing a non-Hague apostille facilitation. And before I was just combining it, and those videos went from 20 minutes, 30 minutes to an hour plus. So now I am separating them. So I have my short day-to-day stuff where I check in with you guys throughout multiple times throughout the day. And then when there's stuff like this, where I want to have a more intimate conversation, if you will, and show computer stuff and do more back office stuff. Let's call it that. Do more back office stuff. We're going to separate it and do it this way. So that's what's going on. Right now, I'm testing out live streaming to see how that goes. And yes, it may be a little bit echoey in here because you guys can see this, my office. Which way is it? There we go. See that stack of sound panels right there? My office is being taken down, dismantled because we're moving and I need to rebuild it somewhere else. So bear with me until that happens. So as you guys see on the screen, we're going to be talking about apostilles, the facilitation of it. Right now, this is going to be, I'm going to say this right now, the documents I'm working on are going to a non-Hague country. So technically, we're doing an authentication that's going to be receiving the Great Seal. Right now, we're looking at only the ones that are going to be doing the Great Seal of Georgia. I'm working on Wisconsin and Illinois, and I think that's the only ones that I have in the mix right now. So right now, we're just going to be focusing on Georgia for this video because that's what I did today. So let me get off of this, turn this banner off, and let's hop over here. Let's see what we got going on. Okay, so I need to share my computer screen. So let's bring the computer up and put me in the corner. There we go. So this is what I am working on, guys. If you guys watched that hour-long video, the last thing we were doing as a quick recap was trying to get some information for my client on the non-Hague authentication process for the state of Georgia. The ones that are going to the Hague countries, I can handle those like the back, with my eyes closed. I've only done a few, but you get into a rhythm. So don't be afraid of doing stuff like this, guys, because apostilles are new for me as well. And this one, of course, on like less than 5, I get one that goes to a non-Hague country. So last little update we were doing. Let me zoom in on my computer screen here. And so we can see what was happening. We were looking at the authentication process for the state of Georgia, right? And we're on the Secretary of State's website. So what we were looking at here, sorry, I'm going to be zooming in and out a little bit, so don't get nauseous on me. So what we were looking at, my client today handed me 5 documents. Of course, I'm not going to turn around to the camera so you guys can see them, but I just want to let you see. Oh, if you saw my post in the Facebook groups or on social media, you saw 5 documents that I needed to get, that we needed to, first of all, get notarized. And then after it was notarized, I needed to get the notary certification done on those before I go down to the Secretary of State in Atlanta. So this was the information on how I found that. So I'm over on the Secretary of State's website. And we're just going to scroll down to the bottom because we covered this in yesterday's video. So right here, I knew that the documents needed to be notarized, right? And they needed to be notarized correctly. They needed to be notarized properly. And if you guys don't know what that means, because you may be new to being a notary, if we go over, again, this is specifically for Georgia. If we hop over to the Georgia Clerks Authority website, they will show us how a document needs to properly be notarized. So I guess I'll show that really quickly, or let me rephrase that. The pieces of a proper notarizations for the authentication process. Let's say it that way. So I'm over on it's the gsccca.org I'll make sure I probably put this stuff in the links or in the comments or somewhere so you guys can find it. So I'm going to click on the Notary and Apostille section. And once that loads, I'm going to click on Apostilles. And some people say Apostille, I say Apostille, whatever. So let's go to the general information section. And you guys, this is going to be this is where you're going to find a lot of the information. I talked about it yesterday. I'll mention it a little bit later. I create cheat sheets for myself to make this so much easier. But you guys, you can always go to their website, the Clerks Authority website, even if you're outside of Georgia. Find your own Secretary of State website and see what they say and just walk through the process. If you have questions, call them. Because heaven knows, I've been blowing up their phone, right? I've been blowing everybody's phone up, trying to make sure I get what I need. But let's hop back over to the screen here. So right here, let's just bypass all of this because we talked about this yesterday. I just want to get to the part where it talks about documents needing to be notarized. Here we go. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Right here. So if Georgia notarized documents, to give us some examples, then right here they say these are the elements. So right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 6 key elements needed on a document, a notarized document, before, so it can complete and go through the authentication process. So the document must have a proper notarial act on it. The notary public completes a notarial certificate, i.e. notary language block that identifies the type of notarial act performed, right? This must be signed by hand in ink, exactly as the notary's name is indicated on their notary commission, right? So don't be shortcutting. You have to have it exactly the way it is that you were commissioned. You need to sign the exact same way as well, because if you don't, the county will reject it. The notary must include the exact date of notarization, right? So if the client signed in front of you today, which was my case, which is June 7th, my notarial block must also include June 7th. It must be the same date. The notary signature must match the name as it appears on the commission. We already talked about that. The notary stamp and seal name must also match as a notary commission, and the seal must contain these exact things: the notary name, the notary's name, the name of the county in which the notary is commissioned, and the words notary public, and the name of the state. Wow, I can read, right? And a document must have a clear impression of the notary's stamp or seal. So those are the things that are required on this. And this is what is required for us to do normal notarizations anyway. So if you didn't know that, now you know. You know a place where you can go and find that information. So let's zoom out and let's hop back over to the Secretary of State's website. So now that we properly notarized the documents, the next step was for me to obtain a notary certification. So on the Secretary of State's website, it's also on the GSCCA, the clerk's website as well. But since this is going non-Hague, I'm following what's on the Secretary of State's website, right? So let's zoom in a little bit. And right here it says, how do I obtain the notary certification? Can I zoom in a little bit more? There we go. That's probably a lot, but you guys can see it. Look, my head's in the way. Let me move it up a little bit. So for the notary certification, essentially what needs to happen is the documents that have been properly notarized need to go to the county that the notary was commissioned, right? So this is called the notary certification process. So we need to take it to the county that the notary was commissioned. Sorry about that, you guys. I have a dog in here, and I also have my like 14-inch lizard in here, and she's crawling around, and my mic picks up everything without the sound panels. So anyway, we have to take the documents once they've been properly notarized to where the notary is commissioned in that county. So since I was a notary on this, it was easy for me. I am really close. I am within 7 minutes of where the notaries in Gwinnett County are commissioned. So I ran over there and did it for them. I have done this before where the client just needs this part done, and the notary is commissioned in a different county. So I had to drive to get the documents from the client and then take it to the county where the notary is commissioned and bring the documents back to the client. I definitely charge extra for that, right? But if it's in Gwinnett County, I charge a much smaller fee because I'm so close to the clerk's office, the clerk's court, right? So we need to do that. And then once we do that, the clerk must sign in ink the original document and put their little page. They have a page that the clerks add. I do have a little what we call it, a sticky note, and I can bring this closer to the camera. Let me bring myself up. Let's see. So it's this right here. This is what the court's clerk, wow, I can speak, gives us, this right here. And it just states that our notarization was done correctly. It also states that I am a commissioned notary. It tells when I was commissioned, gives my address, and also tells how long I'm commissioned for. So in Georgia, we're commissioned for a 4-year period. And also it tells my expiration date of my commission. Pardon me. So that is what's on this particular form. Then they sign it at the bottom in blue ink. And then also, you guys can't see it on camera, but I can feel it. There it is. There is, it is also embossed, right? They have an embosser that they will emboss on top of their signature once signed. So that is what we needed to get done. And this right here shows us the information on, the steps on that process. One thing to note, I didn't talk about number 3, but the documents must be done in sequential order. So let's say again, for me, the client, I met the client today, which was June 7th. They signed and dated June 7th. I notarized, completed my notarial block, put the date of June 7th in there, right? Because that's when it happened. And also, here we are right here. I am over to the clerk now. I did that all in the same day. So the clerk's certification for us notaries does not have to be in the same day. But again, I'm really close. I did it. I knocked it out. That must be the next step. And then finally, the Secretary of State will go ahead and do their piece, and they will also date it as well. So this must be in order. You cannot do a Secretary of State first, then try to do the clerk's office. One, the Secretary will tell you, no, you need to fix it. But they're just letting you know, hey, this needs to be in sequential order. I guess chronological order. That's probably the right word to say. So anyway, that's that. That's where we are at this point. And just to talk a little bit about the documents themselves for you guys that may have any questions on it. So my client handed me 5 documents, right? Oh, you know what? I never went back to the screen, so you guys weren't even looking at what I was talking about. So where was I? I was talking about the chronological order stuff right here. So it's just written on here in this bullet point number 3 based on the Secretary of State's website. Now, you guys get to go back to my big face. So here we go. My client handed me 5 documents. Obviously, I'm not going to show the front of the documents for security and safety purposes. So I got 2 documents. I got a pharmacy license. I have another pharmacy certificate. And then I have a 3rd document that's also a different pharmacy certificate. I have an employment data report that the client provided me that was 22 pages long. And then also I have high school transcripts. So let's talk about the high school transcripts first. So this is where I had to go meet the client over at the high school and have a member of the administrative staff, provide us the high school transcripts. They signed it and dated it. And then also the school also has an embosser. So Gwinnett County Public School embosser, she also embossed it as well. So after that was done, what happened was I asked the client or the signer, the administrative person, because I did need to notarize this document, right? I asked them the standard thing. Hey, how would you like me to get this notarized for you? Would you like an acknowledgement or a juret? And I explained what the forms were, and she chose which one she wanted. This is where you guys can grab those forms from. So back over here, do not pay for them. Do not go to NNA and all that kind of stuff. Pay for them. Georgia gives it to us for free. So go back to the clerk's office, the GSCCA website. And over here, where is it? You know what? Let's just start over. So when you go to the website, let's go to Notary and Apostille. And so we're going to come up on, let's just go here. There we go. We're going to come up on, share my screen. There we go. We're going to come up on the main website. What you want to do is go down here and click on the Notary and Apostille. And then we're going to click on Notaries. And right here, there's going to be a few options that come up. Where we need to go is the Notary Files and Forms. Again, you guys don't pay for this. It's free. So go here, and then you have to scroll down to the bottom. There's a lot of scrolling. And then we have the Georgia approved certificates. So we have acknowledgments, we have affidavits, we have copy cert certificates, credible witness affidavits. But the ones that I use mostly out of here are going to be the acknowledgments, which is right here. And then we also have juret right here. So the client, I have about 10 of these each that I have in my bag, my notary bag on me at all times. And so the client decided to use the acknowledgement, and let me click on it, show you guys what it looks like. Since I can't show you the one that we already signed, because I don't want her information out there, but this is what it looks like. So I just pulled this one out. This is the one that she chose, and we completed it. Super simple. I filled in a county right here. And well, first of all, I said how many pages were involved, and I put the title of the document. So this was, again, high school transcript. So I said the high school name and the transcripts, right? And then I dated it, the date that we signed on. Again, county that we did it in, which is Gwinnett County for me. This is where the school is physically located. And again, dated it here. I printed the individual name that was signing the document, which was the administrative staff, and I selected the appropriate box because she proved her identity to me, because I do not personally know her. And then I signed, put my commission expiration date, and I stamped it, right? That's what that looks like. And again, you guys, these are free. Get them off the website. Do not pay for them. And also in Georgia, it's illegal to sell these, just so you guys are aware. So that's with the school transcripts. That's how that one went. I need to speed up a little bit here, right? So let's get through the other ones. The other documents, let me just double check. All four were a little bit different because I was provided an affidavit of truth for these documents. And again, I can't show you guys this either for, safety and security of my client. But essentially, this affidavit of truth stated that I, the client name, duly swears and adheres to all the information that's provided, on this one for the certificate, for the pharmacy license. All of the information is true. Like the day it was issued, the day it expires, all that information, right? Saying that they are of sound mind and sound body. And then the client signed at the bottom and dated. I'll see in the future if I can find a blank one, and I'll just put a link in the comments or something so you guys can see what it looks like. And on this one, did the same thing. There's nowhere for me to sign as a notary. Or there's no notarial wording or notarial blocks or anything like that. So I did the same thing. I asked the clients like, hey, would you like to do an acknowledgement or a jurat? And I explained the differences between those two. And for this one, instead of including a second page, there was enough space at the bottom for me to put my stamp. So we have, which one is this one? We have the jurat stamp. There you guys go. You can see that. This is what it looks like. It is a stamp. Got it off Amazon. I don't know, less than $20. And then we have the acknowledgement stamp. Let's see if that focuses. There we go. Same thing, got off Amazon. We chose, the client chose because of the type of document it is and what is being done with it, they decided to be put on the Georgia oath. So I had them raise their right hand, read the Georgia oath to them. They agreed, affirmed, and then I stamped all this on there, signed it, filled it out, and then I put my notary stamp on it. And that's what we did with the other four documents. And then now we're all caught up, right? I ran them over to the clerk's, the clerk's court. I'm getting all tongue tied. And then they put their page on it, and then we're moving right along. So one thing I do want to share with you guys is, let's not put this so you guys can see what's happening, but you see this right here? There we go, it's focusing. On the county level, they will, at least in Gwinnett County, the deputy clerk will staple the document, and I am beating this one all up. I need to stop wrinkling it. They will staple the document. Do not separate those documents, because if you do, then the certification process becomes voided, and you got to start over, right? You got to go pay again and get that done. Oh, I didn't even speak about that. It was $2. I talked about it in my other video, but it was $2 per document, not per page, per document. And so I have 5 documents, and so it cost me $10 to do that. And I know I upcharge the client for this service, obviously. This is my time. I got to drive, and then I have to stand in line and pay the $2, and I have to meet with the client and give it back, blah, 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 right? So there is an upcharge for this service as well. And it is something I offer all the time. But anyway, so the documents are stapled. Do not separate them, because again, if you do, you got to start all the way over. And I think that's it. This has gone on long enough. We're at 19-minute mark, but yeah, that's it. That's what I did. I didn't even check and see if people are joining live or commenting, but you know what? It's okay if you guys don't. I just want to share this process. If I can help somebody, I would love to help them. Just want to let you guys know exactly what I'm doing. So I can help somebody in the future. I lied. I'm not ending yet. I always do this. I wanted to show you guys something else. So let me bring my computer screen back up. I want to show you my cheat sheet process. So this is my SOPs. Let me go back to the main screen for my notary business. And I have this for every business that I run. We have a notary know-how, which we talk about here. Let me zoom in so you guys can see it. Yes, I do have SOPs for that. I have my wedding business, which is Prideful Promises. I have SOPs for that. And a notary business, I have SOPs for. And also when I was doing fingerprinting, I have SOPs for, which is just shared right here on my notary business. It was separated, but I just condensed it because I stopped doing it, right? See, it's in here. I haven't finished building a lot of it out because I decided to go ahead and shut that business down for the time being. But let's hop back over to the notary business and the SOPs. So, I have how to create an SOP, right? And I have acronyms and terms and definitions in the notary space that we may need to know. Like acknowledgement. I still need to finish building this out. But FedEx, we know is Federal Express. All this kind of stuff, all this stuff in here that a new person would not know, because one day it's not going to just be me. There's going to be other people that's going to be helping me with this and doing things. And I would love for them to be on, catch them up pretty quickly so they're not struggling. I did the same thing with my short-term rental business, which I'm not going to show you guys on here, but the SOPs for that are massive. I mean, we have anywhere from like 200 plus SOPs in that business. And it was just keeping us on track on how you do stuff. If there's a question, you didn't have to question me about it. Just go look it up on how to do it. So I have the same thing in here. And right now I'm focusing on the apostille and authentication process, right? So I have my authentication process cheat sheet for non-Hague because that's what we're working on. And here we go. I'm working on Georgia right now. Again, this is a working process. I need to update it because it's all about Wisconsin. Because it's all up here, I need to get it out of here and into the system, because I can always just share this with you guys as well. I'm working on Illinois right now, so I have their non-Hague process as well. Let me condense that. And also I'm doing one for the state of Wisconsin. And so I have that as well. So I have both of those in here. And also I have the U.S. Department of State, which I am still working on building out. And well, actually, no, I'm finished with that one. So it's my little cheat sheet where I can find forms quickly. I have the information. I can see how much it's going to cost me. Like this one, authentication is $20 per document. And so just my little quick cheat sheet, so I don't always have to go to their website. Yes, things change, so it is advised to go to the website. I have the link to the website on here as well. So all this stuff to help me be more efficient at running this business. So I just want to show you guys this. I'm working on creating something a little bit more streamlined. Well, this is streamlined, a little bit less cumbersome, because I love using this. It's called Notion. I love using Notion because I can, look at stuff. I can create tables. I can create flow charts, all that kind of stuff within one system instead of having to have multiple Google Drive documents. But Google Docs work just as well. But that's all I want to show you guys with this. And so that's it for that. Let me go ahead and wrap this video up because now it has gone long. And that was it. I just want to share that with you guys because it's something that I found very helpful when I was starting my multiple businesses to keep myself and everything organized, because it will get chaotic. Some of you guys already know that it will get chaotic. Some of you are just starting out. It will get chaotic. So whatever you can do to organize in the very beginning, do that. And one last plug. It is going across the screen right now. If you guys don't know, the Notary Know-How Georgia, I do have a website where I have tons of free trainings that I have done, stuff that I do in my business. So I just turn the camera on and you guys either work on it with me or I just do a presentation on how to do a certain thing. You guys, if you want to see this, if you want to take advantage of that, definitely go over to the website that's thrown on the bottom of the screen right now, notaryknowhowgeorgia.com/courses. Go look there. It is all free. As of right now, it's all free. So take advantage of that because I want to build trust with you guys, right? You don't know me. Don't trust me yet. Let my actions build trust. And this is one of the things I wanted to do to build trust by providing you guys tons of free information, useful information to help grow your business. So that's it. I will talk to you guys later. Have a fantastic day, and we'll be jumping in on Monday because I will not be doing updates on the weekends. because that's my me time. So I'll see you guys on Monday for the next update. Bye, ya.